Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to do another video on one of the FANG stocks, or Magnificent Seven, I believe is the newer term for it. Today we're going to do stock ticker Amazon. Alright, so let's take a look here. So share price is about 226 $226. Next, what's the dividend? Well, like most tech stocks or growth stocks, usually they tend to either be zero or very low, and dividend for Amazon, you guessed it, oops, zero. Okay, next one we'll look at what is the PE ratio for this stock. So PE ratio, you can think of, well, basically it's the price to earnings ratio. Anything you can think of above 15 is usually considered overpriced or kind of high. So basically growth stock. Anything below 15 is usually considered a value stock or a better buy. Stocks with high PE are considered possibly overpriced, but they also have more potential to kind of go up in price. So that's why a lot of people still buy high PE stocks. That the more people that are buying these, it kind of drives the PE ratio up. So for Amazon, PE ratio is 48. So obviously higher than 15, but most tech stocks have a pretty high PE ratio. 48, I think, is okay. What's next? What is the EPS, earnings per share? So earnings per share you can think of as, or you can calculate through net income of the company divided by total shares outstanding. So earnings per share for Amazon is 5. And also keep in mind, some companies have a negative EPS. So if the earnings per share is negative, then that means the company probably isn't making money yet. I typically try to avoid companies that have a negative EPS. A lot of IPOs or smaller cap stocks that are just smaller cap stocks, smaller cap companies that are just starting tend to have a negative EPS, so they're a little bit riskier. What's next? Let's take a look. Sector. So, I think most of us think about Amazon as a tech stock. But technically it is in the, consumer. Discretionary. Sorry, hard to spell. So technically it's in the consumer discretionary category, even though I think most of us consider it to be in the tech sector. What's next? Next is the 52-week range of the stock. So the range of Amazon is anywhere, or it has been between $150 to $233. So a pretty decently big range. So the 52-week high is $233. Right now we're at 226. So we're pretty close to the all-time high. And then let's look at what about technical analysis? So technical analysis is kind of looking at a graph of the stock price to try to determine whether the future price will be up or down. So this is probably, a lot of people use this to try to help guess what the stock price will be in the future. But many people think this is basically like reading tea leaves. My personal thoughts are probably somewhere in between. I think it can be helpful at times, but in general, I mean, you shouldn't be trying to guess the stock price on a short-term basis, anyways. Uh, I mean, obviously, unless you're a stock trader, which I don't recommend because if you don't hold long, more than likely you can lose money from stock trading. In fact, probably even most professional traders do. I believe about 80 to 90% of professional um, traders cannot beat the S&P 500. But anyways, I'm digressing. So technical analysis for Amazon, if you're looking at charts and graphs, if you're looking at the one year chart, it is up and to the right. So it's doing pretty well. It's going up. And then, actually, let me double check. Yeah, so definitely 1 year is up and to the right. Let me check the 10-year real quick here. Sorry, guys. I wrote it down, but it doesn't sound right to me. I'm just going to go to Yahoo Finance real quick here. So we're going to put in Amazon. And let me just check the 10-year chart real quick to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information here, because that doesn't sound right. But anyways, while we're waiting for that to load up, comments on Amazon in general. I do own this stock. Again, this is not financial information, financial advice. Do your own research. Talk to finance professional before you put any money in stock market in general. Single stocks tend to be much riskier than, say, ETFs or mutual funds. So, I mean, I believe I bought my first share of Amazon probably around 2016, 2017, and it's done well for me. It's not the highest performing tech stock that I have, but I would say the past 12 months, Amazon's been kind of on a tear. So it's making a comeback for sure. So I would say, if you think about it, you think about companies that you maybe use or interact with on a daily basis. For me, I use Amazon pretty frequently to buy stuff. It's convenient. Um, so, so for me, both from a use perspective, I find it to be a pretty useful company, and I think it will do well in the future, even with Bezos away from the helm. Okay. Yeah, so 10-year, if we're looking at the 10-year graph for Amazon as well, it's up and to the right as well. So P ratio, it is up a little, it's a little bit on the high side, but I think 48 is normal for any tech stock. Earnings per share are positive. So I would say those are kind of the details. And thanks for listening, guys. Later.